Welcome back, everyone. I'm back today with another encounter. I just received this email late last night, and being as it's related to the recent Laramie, Wyoming upload I put out a few days ago, I feel like now is the time to put this person's encounter out there as well. The submitter of this email informed me that the recent upload of Wyoming encouraged them to send in their own encounter. It really makes me feel like I'm on the right track and doing the right thing when I see everything that I'm doing is actually helping people, helping them to feel safe enough to step forward and say, hey, you're not alone. I have seen a Dogman as well. Before I go off on a tangent here, let's just jump into this encounter. My friends, legends, family, I went out on a cold, bitter little walk today and got you guys some early Appalachian morning video footage. I hope you enjoy. Grab a drink, lock your doors and windows, hit the lights, and let's get started. Hello. I hope this email finds you well. You can call me Switch. Thank you for taking the time to read my experience, for I have not told many people. The other story from Laramie inspired me to share mine, since it's possible the two instances are related. I moved to Laramie toward the very beginning of September. I was 18 at the time and moved out there for schooling. Did not live on campus because I had planned to stay in Wyoming after school, so I brought everything I owned with me. I contacted a person who had an apartment for rent and just went by pictures, signed the lease from 1,000 miles away, and then headed out there a few weeks later. Finally got there and the place was already eerie, run down, and it turned out my landlord was pretty infamous in the area. I was exactly 1 mile outside of paved roads of Laramie, and what I know now is the historic Holiday House, but ended up living in a ran-down building behind it. It was always super dark out there, and nothing was around except for the lights of the gas station exactly 1 mile away. I always felt watched, especially at night, and I made sure to never be out after dark, and always kept the porch light on. To this day, I still shake and get nervous when I think or try to talk about this. It was late February, early March when this encounter happened. Still cold outside, but the chill was starting to ease. My cat and I were inside my apartment at around 10 p.m. at night. I was on the phone with my mom, who was still in Indiana. Then there was this incredibly loud, distorted scream. That's the only way I know how to describe it. It came from right outside my window. My mom heard it through the phone, and my cat reacted violently, her hair standing up as mine currently was. My mom sounded panicked on the other side of the phone as she kept asking, "What was that?" And I could barely get a word out, I was so scared. Within like a few seconds of that all going down, I heard very heavy and slow footsteps on the concrete patio out front, and a metallic sound, almost like it was dragging something. I quickly shut my lights off and closed the door to my bedroom and grabbed my gun. I was shaking violently, still with my mom on the phone, and went to the window to look outside. I opened the curtain just a teeny bit so I could try to see if there was anything outside. And there it was, whatever it was. At 8 to 9 foot tall, this thing looked exactly like a wolf that learned to walk upright like a person, except even the wolf part was wrong. The head was huge and looked like a wolf. I could see its front canines hanging over the front of its bottom jaw. It was dark-colored with humanoid-looking torso. Its arms were incredibly long, with maybe the elbow being a little past its hip, and the forearm going down to its knee, with 5 clawed digits on each hand. I guess it could be called a hand. The legs were long, with knees bent out far, and the calf part of the leg jutting back, in under it, and 2 huge hybrid paw/feet. I was shaking so badly I had a hard time holding the phone and trying to describe to my mother what I was seeing. She started praying, as one does, and the thing's head turned to where I could see its face better. Never seeing me, but I could see the yellow eyes that almost seemed to be fluorescent. I sank back against the wall and let that little flap of curtain I was looking out of fall closed. A few minutes later, I heard its footsteps quickly depart off the patio. When I felt like it had gone, I didn't realize I was holding my breath, and I began to almost hyperventilate. I texted my buddy, and I told him I seen something dangerous that I couldn't describe, and him and a few others came over about an hour and a half later. I told them what I saw, and they all shared a look like they didn't quite believe me. To be honest, I'm not sure I would believed someone if they told me that, and I hadn't seen it myself. We all had guns and searched the property, but found nothing, not even footprints. The only thing we found was a few scrape marks in the concrete patio and a weird set of divots in the dirt by the fence line. After that, I practically never wanted to be there and decided I didn't want to stay in Wyoming anymore either. I finished out my schooling and split from that place as quickly as I could, not looking back. It's been 10 years, and I think I've only told 4 other people. I have a hard time talking about it. Even now, typing it is making me relive it more than I want to. I didn't know what to call that thing I seen, so I always called it a werewolf. I get anxious whenever I see those goofy wolf masks for Halloween and stuff that even marginally resembles what I seen that night. Thanks for giving me a place to share this, and I understand if you think I'm crazy. You're not crazy, my friend. Stay vigilant. With purpose, switch. Well, there you have it, legends. It's funny how things work out. I was working on a North Carolina upload that you've already heard now, and received an email about a Wyoming encounter, which was the other upload. It piqued my interest because both stories involved dogmen whistling. Now that both of these stories have been uploaded, they led to this wonderful individual reaching out to me and sharing their own experience. The more I do this, the more I feel like these are dominoes falling into place. Every encounter that I receive feels like a small piece of a big puzzle that we're slowly beginning to make progress on. If nothing else, we are moving in the right direction. Switch, my friend, I want to thank you for sending this encounter and sharing it here on the channel. It does take a lot of guts to do this. And as the many others before you, you have my appreciation and my utmost respect. You are a true legend, and I thank you again for reaching out. I hope I narrated it to your liking. As for the rest of you wonderful people that are still listening at this point, I want to also thank you for still being here and sticking around until the end. You guys are definitely an amazing group of people. None of this would be possible without your help. If there's anyone listening that has had an encounter and would like to share it with me or here on the channel, just reach out. All you have to do is send me an email and I'll get in contact with you. My email will be in the description of the video. I'll be looking forward to hearing from you. Thank you in advance. Also, if anyone's interested in becoming a member of the channel, the link for that will be in the description as well. Everyone, please be sure and hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed and you enjoyed today's upload, please consider subscribing to the channel as it helps a ton. Well, that's going to do it for this upload, friends. Legends. Family. Until next time, watch over your loved ones. Keep your head on a swivel. And as always, good night.
Whoa.